Gino Valmont is rich. I mean, he's not just regular rich, like having enough money to buy all the video games you want. He's super rich. The kind of rich where your house is so big you could probably get lost trying to find the bathroom. Gino lives in a world that most of us only see in movies or on TV. He has more money than he could ever spend, which sounds awesome, but it also makes things, well, different. It's like playing a video game with all the cheat codes turned on. At first it's fun, but then you start to wonder what the point is. Gino's life is a mix of amazing things and some pretty weird problems that only rich people have. His house isn't just a house, it's more like a small town. People call it a mansion, but that word doesn't really cover it. Imagine a place with 20 bedrooms, a movie theater that's bigger than the one at the mall, and a swimming pool that looks like a lake. He even has a bowling alley in his basement. You might think he has tons of parties, but most of the time the house is just quiet. It's so big and empty that his footsteps echo down the long hallways. He has people who work for him, like a chef to cook his meals and a driver to take him places. It's like having your parents do everything for you, except they're not your parents and you have to pay them. Gino owns a lot of stuff. He has a garage filled with fancy cars that go super fast. Some of them are so rare that he's not even supposed to drive them on the street. He also has a private jet, which is basically a flying living room. If he wants to eat pizza in Italy, he can just hop on his jet and go. It sounds cool, and it is. But sometimes, he just wants a regular pepperoni pizza from the place down the street. All this stuff is supposed to make him happy, but a lot of the time, it just sits there, collecting dust. It's like having a mountain of toys, but no one to play with them. So who is Gino Valmont really? He's the guy who built a huge tech company from nothing. He was smart and worked really hard. And one day, boom, he was a billionaire. He used to be a regular guy who worried about paying rent and what to have for dinner. Now, his biggest worry might be whether to take the helicopter or the yacht to his lunch meeting. His life changed completely, and he's still trying to figure out how to be a normal person in a not-so-normal world. Being rich isn't just about having money, it's a whole different way of living, and Gino is right in the middle of it. Gino's day doesn't start with an annoying alarm clock like ours do. Instead, the curtains in his bedroom open by themselves when the sun comes up. He wakes up in a bed that's probably bigger than my entire bedroom. He doesn't have to worry about what to wear because he has a closet the size of a clothing store, with everything organized by color and style. His personal chef, a fancy guy named Antoine, has breakfast ready for him. It's not just toast and cereal. We're talking about things like eggs Benedict or fresh fruit flown in from another country. It's always perfect, but sometimes Gino misses the simple days of just grabbing a Pop-Tart. After breakfast, Gino doesn't rush off to school or a normal job. He usually has a few meetings, but he can do them from his home office, which looks like something out of a spy movie. He talks to people on a giant screen about buying companies or investing millions of dollars. It sounds important, but a lot of it seems really boring. To break up the day, he might work out with his personal trainer in his private gym, or maybe he'll go for a swim in his indoor pool. He has all the time in the world to do whatever he wants, which can be a problem. When you can do anything, it's hard to decide what to do. Lunch is another fancy meal, maybe on his patio overlooking the ocean. He might invite a business partner over, but it's rarely just a casual hangout. Everything feels like it has a purpose, like making a deal or networking. In the afternoon, he might focus on one of his hobbies. Gino loves collecting things like old comic books and rare art. He has a special room with temperature controls just to keep his collection safe. It's cool to have the first ever Superman comic, but you can't exactly read it. You just look at it behind glass. It's another thing he owns, but can't really enjoy like a normal person would. The evening is when things can get a little lonely. He might go to a fancy charity event or a gala, where everyone is dressed up and wants to take pictures with him. Everyone wants to talk to him, but it's usually about his money. They want him to invest in their ideas or donate to their causes. It's hard to know if anyone actually likes him for who he is. Sometimes, he just stays home and watches a movie in his private theater. He has all the popcorn and candy he could want, but the theater is huge and empty. It's just him, alone with his giant screen and a bucket of popcorn. Having a lot of money really messes with your relationships. Gino finds it hard to make real friends. When he meets new people, he's always wondering what they want from him. Are they being nice because they like him, or because they know he's rich? He once thought he made a good friend, but then the guy asked him for a loan to start a business. It's like everyone sees him as a walking bank machine instead of a person. This makes Gino careful about who he lets into his life. He has a very small circle of people he trusts, mostly old friends from before he was rich. They're the only ones who remember him as just Gino, not Gino Valmont the billionaire. His family relationships have changed too. He tries to be generous with his family, buying them nice things and helping them out. But money can make things awkward. Some relatives feel like they can't relate to him anymore. They see his giant house and fancy cars and feel like he lives in a different universe. Other relatives are always asking for money, which puts him in a tough spot. If he says yes, he worries they'll just keep asking. If he says no, they get mad at him. It's a no-win situation. He just wants to have a normal family dinner without someone bringing up a get-rich-quick scheme. Romance is also a minefield. Gino would like to find someone to share his life with, but it's super complicated. He's been on dates where the other person seems more interested in his bank account than in him. They ask questions like, is that a real Rolex, or how many cars do you have? It's a total turn-off. He feels like he has to hide his wealth just to have a normal conversation. He dreams of meeting someone who has no idea who he is, but that's pretty much impossible. His face is all over business magazines, so his secret identity wouldn't last very long. All of this can make Gino feel pretty isolated. He is surrounded by people, but he often feels alone. The money has built a wall around him. On the outside, his life looks perfect. He has everything anyone could ever want. But on the inside, he struggles with the same feelings as everyone else. He wants to be liked, understood, and loved for who he is. The problem is, his money is so loud that it drowns out everything else. It's the first thing people see, and it's often the only thing they care about. It's a lonely place to be, at the top of a mountain of cash. Let's be honest, there are some really great things about being rich. The biggest positive for Gino is freedom. He doesn't have to worry about paying bills or losing his job. If his roof starts leaking, he doesn't have a panic attack. He just calls someone to fix it. This lack of stress is a huge luxury. He also has the freedom to do what he loves. He can travel anywhere in the world on a moment's notice. One day he could be exploring ancient ruins in Greece, and the next he could be skiing in the Swiss Alps. This freedom to experience the world is something he is truly grateful for and never takes for granted. Another huge plus is the ability to help people. Gino started a foundation that gives money to schools in poor neighborhoods and funds medical research. He gets to make a real difference in the world. When he sees a new library being built with his money or reads about a scientific breakthrough his foundation supported, it gives him a sense of purpose. This is probably the best part of being rich. It's not about buying another fancy watch. It's about using his resources to make the world a little bit better. It helps him feel like his life has meaning beyond just making more money. However, there are definitely downsides. The biggest challenge is the loss of privacy. People are always watching him. Photographers follow him around, trying to get a picture of him doing something embarrassing. His life is treated like a TV show for everyone to watch and judge. He can't just go to the grocery store for a carton of milk without someone taking his picture. This constant attention is exhausting. He has to be on all the time, which is tough. Sometimes he just wants to wear sweatpants and not worry about what people will say online. In the end, Gino has a complicated view of his life. He knows he is incredibly lucky. He appreciates the freedom and the opportunities his wealth provides. But he also misses the simplicity of his old life. He misses being anonymous. What really matters to him isn't the stuff he owns. What matters are his relationships with the few people he trusts and the positive impact he can have on the world. He's learned that money can buy you a very comfortable life, but it can't buy you happiness. That's something you have to find for yourself, whether you're in a mansion or a regular old house.